swept up in today's independent music.
Good morning, everyone. In case it's not morning where you're at, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I am your host, Anthony Longhair Leclair, and I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, the marvelous Marla, the Mouse McHardy.
What's up, everybody?
We have a question for you.
Do we?
Yeah, it's not the Daily Sweep, but have you ever heard of a band called The Mother Down?
I know I have.
Because if you haven't, that means you haven't paid attention to other episodes of the podcast that we've done. Because we've done an interview with The Mother Down.
We have.
Montreal's own.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a fucking solid rock band.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty cool dudes. They're pretty cool guys.
Yeah. And it's actually amazing how, like, just rock they are, you know? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Often we're covering, like, some sort of pop thing or folk or metal. But they are just a rock and roll band that's just like...
they are just pure rock.
Yeah.
Solid rock.
Solid rock.
They're like granite or quartzite.
Yeah. Not marble, none of that garbage.
None of that marble shit, no.
Yeah. But yeah, solid guys. They just released a music video on the Jofo podcast. Shout out to the Jofo podcast. It's just our fucking opinion, but they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And hilarious. So if you're wanting to check out some hilarious live podcasts and go back through on YouTube and check out their catalog, go to Jofo podcast. And anyway, so they just did the Mother Down did a video with them recently for one of the tracks on their album, which is great. And we will be reviewing once we get the file for the video, so we can use it in the edit. But once we get that, we will have a video review for you guys. And until then, since everyone's been stuck, sorry, I know.
You're like...
But until then, let me emphasize with the ice in my whiskey glass.
Emphatically clink your glass. There you go.
Until then, since everyone is in isolation and, you can't really go out and play gigs and it's hard to get into a commercial recording studio and so on and so forth, the guys from the band have been working on some smaller, I don't want to say smaller project, some more seemingly clandestine project, because it's sort of like been under wraps and it's just them working together, dissembling away their music. But anyway, they put out a single this last night.
Was it last night?
Or this morning. It was this morning, I think. Regardless, they put out a single and it's fucking killer. And they mention in their description of the video, which is linked in our description below, that they're not sure if this is just like a one-off, if it's just a little fun song they got out of this, or if it's a project. I was talking to Mike earlier, and he was saying it seems like they might have an EP out of it eventually, but you didn't hear that from me.
That's exciting, though.
Except literally everyone just heard that from me. So hopefully that wasn't privileged information, because if it was, sorry guys. Regardless, so hopefully they do put out an EP, because this song, it's called Perfect Imperfection, and it is wonderful. If I were to liken it to in my musical orgy scenario, as I
love your musical orgy scenarios. They're hilarious.
Yeah, you do. So if, let's say, Black Label Society. Do you know Black Label Society?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Zakk Wylde.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay, so his band. If you took Black Label Society and you took Skid Row.
I like where you're going with this.
You like Skid Row? You know Skid Row?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. If they got together and had, like... if they got together and had a big musical orgy that gave birth to a mute, but very talented song, it would be Perfect Imperfection, which kind of works that I said that given the title of the song. The reason why I say mute is because there are no vocals in the whole track. It's just instrumental, but there's something about it, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after the song. I'm just gonna gush about it right now, if otherwise. So,
Yeah.
and you haven't heard it yet.
I haven't heard it yet. In the words of Joel Plaskett, the reason I like the instrumentals is because they haven't got any words. Just it's you said instrumental, and that's the first thing that came to my mind was the track. Was a lyric from Joel Plaskett.
That makes him sound thick. Oh, it's a part of one of his lyrics. Okay.
It is, yeah.
That's different. I thought that was like a quote.
No, it's
and I
part
was
of
like,
the lyric.
I was like, that makes him sound
Yeah.
like he's just super like, oh man, I can't be bothered listening to lyrics of other people's shit. Like,
No, it's part of a lyric of one of his songs, and there's like more context to that lyric. But I just thought I'd like throw that in there just because it's fun.
it is a good quote mining there for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into Perfect Imperfection by The Mother Down.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Right?
That is wicked. That is
Yeah.
like, oh, that's so tasty.
It's so good. The bends on that fucking thing.
Oh, I'm just sitting there like you have to, when you listen to that, you almost have to make the guitar face when
Yeah.
you hear that. Like,
Just,
it's like a involuntary like guitar face.
yeah.
Oh man, I love that. I want more. I want more.
Yeah, see?
I want the song to be longer, first of all, because I love it. And I want more of that instrumental stuff, too, because that's fucking awesome. Like, I really like that a lot. I want that to be playing in my headphones as I, like, go for a walk and everything is deserted just from, like, seeing a bit of the music video, too. Like, it works so well with that. Like...
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll gush about the video and stuff shortly, but so I don't know if you know the song "In a Darkened Room" by Skid Row.
I don't.
Okay, so it's one of their ballads, and it's intense, but in like in an emotional way, and like a Sebastian Bach's voice's ridiculous way. But like, but like the guitar throughout the song, the picking throughout the song reminds me of In a Darkened Room, and then the bends, and especially when the beat kicks in, it makes me think of Black Label Society, and it also makes me think a bit of what's the band that has the Kiwi word? They're from Toronto, but they have a New Zealand
Mokomokai.
Yeah, Mokomokai.
Yes.
Shout out to that band, because they're
those guys are fucking sweet.
Solid fucking rock band. Also, check out their shit. But anyway, first and foremost, check out The Mother Down, because damn, this song is just unreal. I'm
kind of surprised that you didn't bring this up, and maybe it's just me who sees this, but correct me if I'm wrong. The beginning part with the electric guitar and the acoustic gave me a little bit of Guns N' Roses vibes, not gonna lie. Like, I don't know.
Were you expecting some?
Yeah, like it was like giving me a little bit of November Rain there, and I was like, like
I was whistling Patience. But
Patience, that too, for sure.
See, if I was going to choose one, it would be more Don't Cry than any of the other ones. There are no keys in this, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, I could have, sure. I could say Guns N' Roses. It's just Axl Rose is an asshole. I mean, he is graced with a spot on the wall of music, but that's only because Slash and Duff McKagan are a part of that band too. So, but that being said, the Velvet Revolver also has a spot on the wall over yonder. I don't know if you can even see that in the frame right now, but they do exist on this great wall of music we have. I just picked what I preferred as an 80s band, which is Skid Row. I like them over Guns N' Roses, and simply because I mean, Sebastian Bach's not a super nice person either, but he's fucking way more talented than Axl Rose. So
fair.
So I'll take him on that one, right?
I love that. Like, I want to put headphones in and listen to that and just go for a walk. Like,
see, yeah, to me, it's the kind of thing I wish this was on. Here's a thought. I wish it was printed on vinyl, because if this thing was looped, just this song. So guys, put out an EP of this kind of stuff, because if just this track was looped for however long for one side of an album, I would lay on the floor and spin that on the record player and just zone out, because it's fucking dynamite. It's great.
It is.
And it's such a slow burn.
It is too. Like, it just really builds up till you get to that, like, that center section of the song. Well, it's probably like
the last third.
Last third.
When I first when I was listening to it this morning, I was just like, because it just was going through all that, and then the beat kicked in. I was like, "Oh fuck, here we go!" And I was like, "Wow, there's only a third of the song left. That sucks." Because it's just, I mean, not that the song. I just mean it sucks that there's only that much left of it. Sorry, go on.
But I just love that bit where it just like it goes, and it's just like that whiny fucking guitar and like the hardness. I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Also, shout out for guitar harmonies. Guitar harmonies are so fucking good.
That was fucking dirty. Like, that was so good.
Like,
I was sitting there going, "Oh, that guitar harmony was awesome."
Yeah. I don't know if, I'm sure it's been said before, but guitar harmonies is a new thing I'm going to say.
I like it.
And because they're dynamite. Like, that made me think of Rat. If anyone doesn't know that band, wow. But obviously you just don't listen to music from the 80s, I guess. But but regardless, because they were solid on their guitar harmonies for sure. But yeah, so about the song. So in the description of the song, which you'll see in our description below, where there's a link to the song on YouTube, check it out, read their description, the reason why they did this, even though I'm going to tell you right now. So their whole thing was in this crazy world that we're living in, where everyone has to be isolated and whatnot. It was sort of like a shout out to all the healthcare workers, and I guess it was like their ode to them in a way, and all the people on the front lines helping keep us safe and healthy. And so that's awesome. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, thank you.
And also thank you to all the people that they're thanking with their ode and so on and so forth in a true Canadian way. Thanks. So thanks so much. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But thank you. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It's all right. One day Canada will rule the world, and you'll all be sorry. But in addition to that, and this is just purely me reading into both the song and the video. So the video, as you will see when you click on it after you're done listening to us, it's devoid of vocals. And at first I was like, fuck, I wish it had vocals, and I wish it had like a wicked guitar solo in there. Like there's room for both those things in that track, and especially if you extended it, right? Which you definitely could, and people would be engaged. So I was just like, yeah, if only I put this in my write-up this morning when Leclairstudios.com, everybody, if you want to read that review. But it was... yeah, so I was mentioning that these two things could happen, and then very next paragraph I was like, but wait, maybe the reason they didn't do that, because I was just thinking back to the video, and the video is just like, empty swings, swinging in the wind, right? There's a park that's empty, there's caution tape on the swing set, all you see is the shadow of someone walking down the sidewalk, and it's a lonely, empty world out there. I mean, realistically, it's just because it's empty of people, which is probably like the best thing for the world. Because, we are essentially the world's cancer. But totally different topic for another song that's all about environmental shit, which this one is not, as far as I know. So, but maybe I'm reading into it too much, but I feel like they were getting into the beauty that exists devoid of us. There's, however imperfect the world might be, it's perfect how it is right now. Like everything's fucked, and we all have to stay inside. But you just look into the world and it's vacant, as far as we're used to, right? Like city streets are empty and people aren't going out. But there's a beauty to that emptiness, to that void. And then I was translating what was depicted in the video to the song, where it's like there are no vocals, there's no like super guitar solo to speak of. Like the guitar menus are there and whatever, but there's no like solid, this is the solo, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I was thinking that perhaps the emptiness that they were talking about translated through the video was also there in the song, where it's
which really makes sense, and I love that as a choice.
Yeah.
I think that's a brilliant musical choice to make.
Well,
especially
that might not be their thing. That's just me talking shit. That's just me hoping.
Well, if it was a choice, even unintentional, it's still a really cool choice to make, and I like that
because it makes it seem like, because it leaves that void in the song, and then has schmucks like me being like, oh. Man, it'd be so cool, like, to have vocals in that now. Like, I know this is just a thing you guys are working on, so it'd be cool to have those vocals, or it'd be cool to have a guitar solo in there. And then, thankfully, some schmucks like me are savvy enough to be like, wait.
Maybe that's the point, though.
That was intentional, and the whole thing is we are without something now, and in that is this beauty. The song is fucking gorgeous. Like, I could listen to it. I'm going to now continue to listen to it over and over again.
You and I both.
And it's just like, and I could just sit back and take that in. And I don't have to, I can do the Joel Plaskett. I don't have to listen to the words, because there are none.
Exactly.
And I can enjoy the guitars working together and off each other, as opposed to just one saying, here I am.
Rock me like a hurricane?
Yeah. There's probably a Scorpion song you could like in this tune too as well. So we'll just throw in like hair metal ballad bands and Black Label Society all got together and they fucked. So yeah, so many thanks to the Mother Down.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Wicked track. Wicked track.
Yeah, so good. I'm looking forward to the other stuff. I realize this isn't like the greatest way of the world to be like, man, I can't wait for what else you come up with in isolation. That's so awesome that this is happening. Like, you know, it sucks. People are dying. People aren't paying enough attention to the fact that people are dying, and they're just like thinking about that Stalin quote where it's like, one death is a tragedy and 1,000 deaths is a statistic.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think people are thinking way too much about that. And, you know, it's just like tragedies and Bob Cajun and, you know, people getting super sick in Florida because they're like, we have spring break and let's go party. Right?
Ugh.
Not realizing that that means a ton of people are going to get sick and some of those people are going to die, right? Like, it's
exactly.
It's grave times. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened in the world. It's probably not even the worst thing for the world. It's just not a good thing for us as people. And so there, you know, we go off about all this shit, whatever, but it's not the best time. And it sucks that a lot of this shit is happening. And there's always something in the world that sucks that it's happening. But in this case, this music was brought to us because of this. And I'm not going to say that therefore it was all worth it. All that death for this song. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But
there is beauty that comes out of tragedy.
Yes. And for whatever experience all the gents from Mother Down have got through this so far, this is what they've presented with us to us through their experience of what's going on. And Montreal has been hard hit by the virus, so and Quebec in general. So this coming out of it is at least knowing that something is coming out of it, and that people are still pushing to be creative and to support others and to, you know, even just to say in their description, as all their fans can read, like, this is for these people who you should care about, right?
Exactly.
Like, even that, I realize, yeah, they're not going out there and saying, hey, the WHO sucks and they're corrupt and they're helping China and blah, 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 and everyone's getting all political, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're not doing that. They're not, because they're a fucking band, and their point isn't to do that. Whatever. Like, they wanted... This is what they've got. This is what they're pushing. I'm sure they all have opinions one way or the other on all this stuff. But this is what we get, and this is what we get to enjoy. And,
yeah.
I could keep blathering on, and anyone who pays attention who is, like, super SJW or overly opinionated about this, that, or the other thing on this whole thing will be upset with me no matter what the fuck I say, so whatever. But I'm very happy that this song exists.
Oh, me too.
And I'm very much looking forward to whatever else you create with this, and the other music you put out. So
yeah, absolutely. So
thank you very much to the Mother Down. Everyone check out the video in the description below, and check out all their music. They had an album out not that long ago. You can go back to some of our episodes and listen to some of their tracks and listen to a phone interview we did.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you want to listen to a wicked interview with them too, we've got that as well. So
which we'll be doing again soon, and what better time to do when we can't leave our fucking homes?
Exactly.
And and this was all, by the way, this is all an interruption of their second album. They were going to be recording a second album. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So in place of that, we get this.
Which is pretty sweet.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
This is essentially like an interim album that hopefully they'll be working on.
I like it.
So yeah. So thank you very much. And as Marla always says,
we'll see you guys later.
Swept Media. Get swept up in today's independent music.